sitter situation change. So I did have like a regular sitter for my son. So I was going like every Saturday for like 6 hours, and then I go to the gym, Planet
Ooh.
Fitness on Thursdays, and I was going to pole 3 days a week. I cut it down for the summer to just 1 day a week with Planet Fitness, and now I don't have no sitter. So
Ooh, but you was out here doing it.
You were going.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, trying to get back into like performance shape. Like I would do like 3 minute routines and be dying,
Oh
dying.
man.
I wanted to be like able to stand up and wheeze instead of just bent over and wheeze.
Oh man. How about you, Storm? How's training been?
Yeah, I would say it's like it's on and off. I trained a little bit like before I did the last two performances I did. So, you know, I the Nerdalesque and the DMV Anime Alliance. So before I did those two things, I trained. I trained up for it. And
Mm-hmm.
then since then it's like do a little thing here, stop. Do a little thing there, stop. Definitely not the intensity that I used to have in the beginning. Honestly, I just feel like I'm doing it when I feel like it. And I'm not
Uh-huh.
like forcing myself to pull all the time anymore because I'm tired, and but I did now switch up like where I'm not pulling all the time, but I started doing F45. So now I just created like another little obsession where I go,
Mm-hmm.
like 5 times a week because I'm like, it's only 45 minutes. That's
Oh, is that like how they do that 75 hard?
Oh, no, 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 no. This is
Oh,
45 minutes of like it's basically like hit cardio, strength training, but it's
okay.
only 45 minutes. You do it in a little group. It's like
Mm-hmm.
a gym that you go to, but they got personal trainers, they teach the classes, and you do it 45 minutes in, including a stretch and a warm up, and you're out. And
Oh,
it's
I
that's
love
that's a
that.
that's a really like
it's compact
yeah,
because it's high intensity. It's really
yeah.
compact that I'm like, ooh, ooh.
I'm such a workhorse. I feel like if I do anything less than 2 hours, I feel like I have not worked out.
Nah, I try one of these F45 classes. If we did 2 hours, I think I'd lay out. I would.
Yeah, yeah, you be crawling back to your car on your hands and knees.
2 hours is a very long time for a workout. It is also like taking two pole classes back to back.
Mhm.
Um, and I've done that before, and it ain't fun. It ain't fun.
But I used to do that all the time. Like that was like those were my main training days. Like I would
Hmm.
get up at 8 a.m., have breakfast by 8:30, be in my car by 9:15. First pole class was at 10 a.m., and I would be there 10 a.m. Seduction, seduction level 1 and 2.
Mm.
Then twerk and wine at 11.
Hey.
Uh, then it was twerk and wine, open pole for an hour and a half, which was just a free workout. I would stretch. I would rerun my routine from seduction, just cleaning stuff up and
Hmm.
helping other people out. And then I had my two classes I'm an assistant instructor now. So
Come
then I had my
on,
two.
assistant instructor. Let's go.
Yeah. So then I had my two classes where I teach. I would be in there and I would be like, people be like, you look tired. And I was like, right. So listen, I'm jumping up and down like a crackhead. So I stay awake.
Oh
Yeah.
And
boy.
I'd be in there like leaned in the workout, like, yeah, yeah, like super high intensity. And I was like, it is all fake. It is just so that I stay awake and don't crash my car on my way out of here. Um, but then I would teach for 2 hours, and I would end up being, no lie, I would be there 6 hours
Yeah, that's a
on a
long.
Saturday.
That's
That's
a
too many
long day.
hours. Too
Go
many hours.
get Cadoba, eat my food, take my vitamins, and pass out.
Listen, shout out to you. Shout out to the both of y'all because you've definitely been doing more training than I have. I really want to get back to it. Motivation is like it comes and goes with me. Um, most of my training or any type of like pole workouts that I've been doing have been like prepping for a show. there's a studio space nearby because I don't have a pole where I live now anymore. There's a studio space nearby that I will go to and rent it out for an hour or two and just like, run my routine. Maybe because that day I just felt like I needed to go dance. I'm gonna just do that. It's a cute little spot. Um, Gosh, the Fantasy Suite LA. The name was escaping me. Shout out to the Fantasy Suite LA in Long Beach, even though it's called LA. It's in Long Beach. So shout out to them for their practice space. But that's mostly where I would go. I was on the gym for about a month, and then my schedule got a little wonky, and so I ain't wonked it back yet. I ain't wonked it back yet, but I think I might start really just like going hard here at the house. I like HIIT workouts too, Storm. I love a good high intensity in and out. And I could high intensity body weight, or I could high intensity with some weights. Whatever it is we're doing. I like supersetting when I'm lifting so that I don't have to do cardio.
Y'all kill me. I love cardio. I only just started doing weights. Like
the only one.
I love cardio. I would know because before this is how much of a crackhead. When I say I'm a worker, I would be on the elliptical doing 45 minutes to burn over 500 calories. And do you know how hard you have to be on the elliptical to burn 500 calories in 45 minutes?
Do not know firsthand because
I was doing like 800 calories trying to work my way up to 1,000 calories in an hour.
Yikes!
I was
gosh.
I love it. Like my endorphins, like that adrenaline just gets me going.
You got that runner's high.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Like I was like, ain't that much drugs in the world? Like that.
You started scratching. I'm sorry. I need to run.
Listen. I would like literally jump off the elliptical like, whoo, whoo. Like I would be pumped. I would be
so happy.
That's how I feel after a good deadlift.
Yeah.
I'm getting that way now. We're doing like kettlebell swings and like a couple of other like resistance training that I'm starting to get into.
All that
more
shit down there is on my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm getting into it now, and I actually started slimming down, which is crazy. I also stopped eating meat as much too.
Oh, are you like a vegetarian now?
I call myself the part-time
or pescatarian maybe.
No, part-time vegetarian. I like today I had a smoothie, no dairy, no nothing, vegan protein powder.
I was just going to ask where you're getting your protein sources, because when you cut out meat, and I've done it before, you got to get creative with how you're getting that.
So that was my problem, because when I first cut back on meat, I immediately started losing muscle mass. But because I was lifting weights in the gym, it helped keep me from losing it. Now the sun going down, the lack of protein is killing me, because now I'm tired all the time. But I do like beans. Like today, I had Indian style lentils with hash browns in it. So I got like that nice like carb like. Fill me up, and the lentils are a good source of like lean protein, and it was spicy, so it like kept me awake, kept me from getting that like 3:00 like slump during the day. So I had my smoothie, I had my lentils, and then I ate like a regular dinner today.
Did you take a nap? Do you usually take a 3 p.m. nap? I'm a napper if I can.
Yeah.
No.
You like a nap?
If I need a nap, then I know it's because my blood sugar is low and it's time to have a snack. So I'll do a high protein snack. I'll do like a peanut butter granola bar and like a yogurt, or I'll have chips with salsa and guacamole, healthy fats, lean, clean, with lots of potassium because I get muscle cramps. And then the avocado has a nice little bit of protein that helps keep you full.
I think that probably like eating is the best that I've done. I'm the workouts, they be inconsistent, but I'm pretty good at eating. I do have a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Your girl loves a cookie, cake, pie, pastry. I'm a donut asshole, but I eat pretty good. And I drink a lot of water.
That's been my
not in a
biggest
clean
struggle,
amount of
drinking
water,
the
but I
water.
drink a lot of water.
I've already
That's
had
not
like a
bad
couple sips
form.
during the. I'm like, ooh, I'm thirsty. You just said water. I said I'm thirsty. Thirsty
My water
again.
bottle is always right around here somewhere.
No, this is my everyday bottle, and I have to show you. This is my week. Oh my god, this is my weekender.
Hey, come on. What was that? 64 ounces?
67.
60. Oh, 67. That's deluxe right there. They don't make those everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's my weekender. I literally carry it like a newborn, like tucked into my arm. It's so heavy.
Drinking water is I like water. Like I enjoy the taste of water. Water is good. It's my preferred beverage, but also I smoke a lot, so I be having cotton mouth. So I gotta keep the water.
I gotta keep the water.
I gotta keep the water nearby. Be out here all dry and sticky.
No,
Speaking of dry and sticky,
is usually this. Yeah, my sweet tooth is usually this, like tea or something.
At Arizona. I'm gonna go ahead and intro the show. Welcome everybody. If you're watching, hello. If you're listening, this is an episode of Senpai Frennns, and I am Senpai, and I brought my friends. Please introduce yourselves. Oh, this way.
What's up, guys? It is at TeffyWonder here, your wonderful melanated mocha-fied merge on from the HNIC coming through. I'm so excited and see my friends.
And
oh, that's my cue. I was like, Teffy, go, Teffy, say more. When you're such a fan, you're just in the background. Say some more. Yeah. This is @Stormborn_unlimited on Instagram, pole dancer, cosplayer, blurred, nerd, whatever else you want to call me. Happy to be here. Happy to, talk a little bit about all the things that I love with my friends that I only get to see every once in a while when blurred comes around.
I'm gonna come down and see you at Nerdlesque. I'm trying to get in there.
Listen, it's fun.
Tell us about Nerdlesque, because I be watching and I be like, I want one of those over here.
Love it. First of all, Nerdlesque, those who don't know but should, run by Maki Roll. She's amazing. She's been in the game honestly forever from what I can tell, because I remember when I started cosplaying, she was one of those people I was like, oh, I'm trying to be like her. And I met her when I was like, maybe like 15, 16. I was young. I don't know how old I was exactly, but I was young. And I was, dressed as Michonne. I saw her at Anime USA, and I just went up to her and I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be just like you. Like, how do I get like you? And then flash forward, all these years later, she's casting for her Nerdlesque shows. I had a friend say, hey, you'd be great for this. Like, you should, submit an audition. You should send her an email. Sent her an email. She had a last minute. She didn't have any shows open for the next couple months. She's like, I'll keep you in my Rolodex. She had a cancellation. She was like, Storm, you want to come in? You want to, perform? And then after I performed, she put 2 and 2 together of who I was. And she was like, you were not that little Michonne cosplayer. I was like, yes, I was. She was like, you've grown up. Oh my gosh. No, such a beautiful community of just like wonderful people performing nerdy burlesque in the DMV area. So many shows. There's a show like every month.
Wow.
Concepts are great. The fan base is really great too. It's dedicated. All the shows often sell out, especially the VIP section often sells out. So it's just I love doing shows with Maki and Nerdalesque. I feel like even I'm super busy this year. I didn't want to do as much performing, but I'm like Nerdalesque. I'm gonna do that.
We'll be here.
You're gonna be in the one. What is it? New Year's Eve.
No, I'm not. I don't have any more performances for the rest of the year. I really was. Oh, I also started going back to school. So all of that, mixed with like just generally like still working full time, I was like, you know what? I need to slow my roll sometimes. It's hard because it's just like such an inviting space. It's such a warm community that you just want to be a part of everything that you can be a part of. So honestly, if you guys have a weekend, people travel to do Nerdalesque too. Like it's a great show to be a part of, and Maki would love to have both of you for sure.
It looks like such a great time.
Yeah.
And that story you told about like how you met her when you were younger and then grew up and were performing in the show is totally giving me like slice of life anime vibes.
Yes. Oh my God.
Like I saw like the little flowers of like Moe when you were like,
I want to be you.
The little sunlight beams with the little bubbles and everything. Yeah.
Eyes getting all big. That's what's happening.
oh, that is super, super cool to hear. This is a random question, but I want to know what's your guys' favorite grip? I had said the word sticky earlier, and it made me think about grip.
Sticky.
So as a sweaty gal, I used to. I have tight grip, and then it's recently been discontinued, but I hope they bring it back in the new year. Kramer's Fern Grip, the stickiest of the icky.
Okay, so you like can't even get off the pole.
Listen,
that's the spray, right?
yeah. So not the powder, but the spray. And I can't climb without it. I have started trying to like move away from it just because they keep randomly discontinuing it. But I it's like crack. That's my stuff.
How about you, Storm?
I'm like really basic. I think I just use dry hands, even though that man tries to make it impossible for us to get because I don't know if you guys heard that story, but apparently he doesn't like that pole dancers use his grip. So he made it not on Amazon, so it wasn't easily accessible. But the joke's on him because all of us already bought that shit up. So we just sell it at studios and sell it to other pole dancers. So I continue to buy it in spite of him because I know he doesn't want us to have it.
Yeah, he's like ultra like right wing conservative. And he was like, I made this for golfers, for real athletes. And I was like, shut your ass.
All right.
Half the golfers don't even hit the ball.
Ooh.
Well, on that. And that's on that. I like Grip Shield. I like Grip Shield. It's a little blue liquid.
Yes. I started
my hands dry, and it has like a slight tack. Not a lot, slight tack.
So I started using Grip Shield in between my legs in my crotch area.
Ooh, for the thigh stuff, for the thigh.
Yeah, so I was using eye tack down there, which is waxy, which I liked, but I get like crazy, like I said, I'm a sweaty person. I get swamp ass, but the Grip Shield, it keep me dry, baby. It keep you dry and it don't leave no weird residue like on your clothes or on your skin.
Yeah. I do. I put like when I use my my Grip Shield, I put it on my hands, but also on my contact points. So like the inner thighs for sure because they get sweaty, the backs of my knees and my like elbow pits. And I rarely use my elbow pits, but if I feel like going for it, I don't want it to be slippery. That's my favorite. Thank you for sharing, and anybody who is listening or watching, go check those out, comment, and let us know which grips you like to use. I want to ask you guys a little bit more about like your journey with pole and kind of like where you got started, and how like cosplay even found its way in?
I started pole at, it'll be, oh my god, 6 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I started doing pole at 29. I used to work. I did home health, and I used to ride by the pole studio that I now go to. I used to ride by it every day on my way to work. After I had my baby, I wanted to do something different. It's like classic. You have your baby, and you just kind of like lose yourself, like as a mother you lose yourself to your new role, and it was more about me trying new things and trying to get back to myself and learning who my new self was, because I felt like I was very different. I no longer wanted the same things, so I bought the Groupon package.
Shout out to Groupon for getting the bitch on a pole.
Yeah. So I bought the Groupon package for the 5 classes. I went and I did awful. I did awful.
We all did.
I did. No, I hated it. I didn't hate it, but I couldn't do anything in this. Coming from somebody who was real athletic, like pre-baby, it was so demoralizing. But I went back, and I tell this to all my students. I said the reason that I have been here for 6 years, the reason that I keep coming back here, and the reason that I give 1,000% to all my students is because when I came, everybody here was so nice to me, and I have not met anybody at the studio who has not been nice to me. So I couldn't do anything, but everyone was so nice. I just kept coming. It was like pole is the only place where I feel like home, where I feel like an adult, like a single person separate from like all of my other relationships. I felt like I was me when I went to pole. So I wasn't somebody's mom or somebody's daughter or this person's girlfriend. I was just myself. And I am my most goofy, creepy, weird self at pole. I was like, I tell people, I'm like, the pole gremlin is coming to get you. Like, I'm just like, if you come to one of my classes, I'm an unhinged good time.
We like an unhinged good time.
Yeah.
I like how you talked about kind of like finding yourself in pole, because everybody I think has their own journey, their own backstory with it, and how they got started and why they're there. But the one thing that pole gives everybody is your whole fucking self.
Yeah.
It gives you. And it's often a place where people, I think, rediscover themselves and find themselves again. There is something that's just so like true about it. It's very true north. It's an experience that I hear people say that they have over and over and over again with it. And it's one of the reasons I want to become an instructor, because I feel like fucking every woman and femme and lost person should do it. Do it.
Yeah. It's so funny because my instructor, who I partner with, she had to ask me twice. I originally said no when she asked me to be her assistant, because I was like, oh, I'm so busy, and I was like, nobody's gonna want to listen to me in class. But then like I would be in class and I would be helping people, and then as a plus size person, like a lot of the instructors are very small, like very skinny, and I'm like, they don't relate to me as a plus size person, even though we're all femme, black, all these other things. I used to tell people, I was like, bro, I am twice your size. If I go upside down, my titties is on my bottom lip. I'm not going to breathe as easily as you are in this move. That's not what's finna happen. So, like,
oh no, I think that we can all attest to titties being in the way.
Not this big titty, Cam.
listen, Listen, I was like shoulder mounted on the floor, and my titties was on my bottom lip, and she talking, and I'm like, and she like, you shouldn't be breathing that hard. I was like, bitch, I'm about to suck my own nipple. What are you talking about?
My titty has hit my face.
Right. I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, do you not see the titties on my neck, sis? Like, I can't breathe.
Doing a good job of choking me.
Listen, when I need it.
This is not the time.
Right. No, but like having plus size students in my class, and even like some of the skinnier students or people who are hurt, having me there with like my alternative experience, where I was like, listen, other people are going to tell you to do it this way. This is how I do it because I'm 270 pounds before. I was like, this is how my big ass do it. I'm cheating. I'm showing you how to cheat. Don't tell nobody.
Not you telling these people keep it a secret. You said shush.
I mean, you gotta come with the modifications and the workaround sometimes. And I love that you said you had an alternative experience, right? Because I think that a lot of people can start to do pole and kind of think it has to be one way when it is so much more about making it your own thing. And yeah, you still want to achieve, certain tricks or certain skills, whatever have you, but the experience has to be your own. Mm-hmm. You have to make it work for you. Storm, how did you get started?
I was okay, there's two parts to the story. So technically I actually took a pole dancing class when I was in like college, like undergrad, like when I was like 19 or so, I want to say. I took one singular pole class and I was like, oh, this is cute. And then I was like, broke college student. So I'm like, I'm not going to go to these classes, pay for this. I'm like, that was cute for one time, but I'm not going to do that again. So then come swing, full circle. It's, I've already graduated, got my first little job. I've been on the job for maybe like 7 months. And then the pandemic happens. I can't go to the gym and I can't go anywhere. Can't see my friends. I literally can't do anything. Can't. And it was months and months of that. And I'm doing all types of workouts on YouTube, looking up this, looking up that, looking a fool. I didn't know what I was doing. I was bored. I started running. I don't even like to run that much. I was running and I was like, ooh, my joints hurt. Like, I really am not into this like repeat running. I was like, I need something. I was like, oh, you remember when you did that pole dancing thing? Well, you can go order a pole. You can do it at home, So I found a friend who actually knew about Fit to Flaunt. And I got a Fit to Flaunt pole. Yeah. And then I started with Shelly, Fit by Shelly, everybody we love her.
Yes.
Fit by Shelly.
I took a class with her in Fort Lauderdale. I took my mom.
Woo! She's so great. I love her so much. She's also just the nicest person. Like for someone, all her followers, all her like success, everything she has, she takes the time to respond to every single person. She's crazy.
That's beautiful.
The nicest person. Yeah. When I took class with her, she was like, "Are you sure you got this?" And I was like, I take classes, like elsewhere. And she was like, "Oh, okay," because it was like my mom's first time. Mm-hmm. So I'm like trying to like hype my mom up, like, you could do this. Yeah. And she was like, she just wanted to make sure that everybody was being comfortable. Nicest person on the planet.
She's really so nice. She's so nice. So I just started looking at her videos and I bought her app. Yeah, and I would just do videos by myself in my room. Then through the app, she started putting us in little group chats with lives, and then you could meet other people, and then we would virtually poll together.
What a community!
We would have little poll dates, and we would try new moves, and somebody fall on their head. He'd be like, "You fine? Yeah, I'm okay." Yelling from the webcam, "Everything's fine. I'm on the floor, but nothing to worry about." Like, we would just, we would do that rinse and repeat, and then, after some time, I was like, okay, I can pole a little bit now. And I'd been cosplaying, since I was like 13 years old. So I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be super cool if I just put these together? Like, I'm already doing these costumes, right? I'm already making more costumes. I'm already doing this pole dancing thing. Why don't I just put on my little costume and like spin around? That'll be cute. And then from that point over, I'm just like, I'm doing it. And then I'm like, wait, other people do this too? Started finding out there were other people around doing this. And I'm sitting here like, there's more of us. This is like another community. That's crazy. And then I was just like, this is what we're doing now. We're pole dancing. We're cosplaying. We don't have to separate it. We can put it on the same Instagram account. We can put it in the same video. We can do all of this at the same time with the same communities, with the same people. And just, I was vibing. I was every day, 2 hours a day. I would work and I'd be so like, I was also in a depressing job. So I'd be so sad about my job. And I'd be like, well, let me just pole for 2.5 hours because this is fun. This is all I have. I can't go outside. I can't get me anything to eat. Can't go see my friends, but I can call them. We can pole dance together and I can make these little videos.
Oh boy. I love that like Cospole has quickly become like an additional genre of nerddom. I started to pole in 2019, just before the pandemic. It was October 2019 actually.
Wow.
That was my first class, and I went, and I have a dance background, so for me it was about learning a new fitness skill. And I was like, all right, well, Groupon, shout out to Groupon. And I bought my classes at Romance and Dance. And shout out to Fee. Fee is also amazing. There's so many like amazing, I want to say godmothers in the pole community.
Literally.
She's one of the OGs out here, started a few studios, and I went to the one in Rancho. Did my first class, had a wonderful time, and decided to keep going. And then the pandemic came in March out here is when everything like shut. I don't know if it was the same timeline like across the states, but March everything was done. Mm-hmm. So pole studios done. And I had just committed to like going regular. I was gonna do this thing. Mm-hmm. I had like picked my name because you go into class and they're like, pick your alias. I picked my name and I was like, I'm gonna do this. This is a lot of fun, and everything shut down. I found, I'll call it an underground studio.
Ooh.
Where I met one of our faves. I ain't gonna say her name right now because I don't know. I don't think it could do too much. Cam Poles.
Okay.
So I started taking class with Cam Poles.
I love her. I love her so much.
I started taking class with her back then, and like she really kind of drove me forward. And what I really enjoy about her and about taking class with her is that she will not let you quit on yourself. Never. And that was something up until that point I hadn't experienced. I wouldn't say I had some bad instructors, but I had some instructors that didn't understand how to deal with my body type. So they made me feel as if things were not achievable for me unless I was a smaller person. When really it's, you have to understand how your body's gonna, like you said, Teffy, how your body's gonna interact with this thing. But then also you may have to just build more strength. Building more strength does not necessarily equate losing weight or being a smaller person. It's about, do you have the muscle to do this with your body? Do you have the flexibility to do this with your body? Those are really the only two things that you need, and they can both be built by continuing to go.
I will say my pole studio had kind of like had the same problem, but like from the opposite spectrum, where it was like toxic positivity, where it was like, oh, well, if you just keep trying, you'll figure it out. Like you're doing everything right, you'll do it. You just gotta keep going. You're doing so great, and it would be like, no, like please, like, so they'd be like, oh wow, I don't know why you can't do it. Just keep coming. And it would be like, no, it's because I needed to go to the gym and condition these muscles. Or it would because I was taking classes where people weren't teaching it. So on the random one day they would teach it, I didn't have enough practice. So I needed to I needed to branch out to other classes so that I could learn other skills. But like it wasn't a thing that like an instructor could tell you because they never had to go through that. Like their bodies are just so different. And then literally I'm talking to people who don't weigh 100 pounds soaking wet, and at my heaviest I was like 270. I was like, girl, I can eat you. Get away.
Not you could eat them.
like, and not like to be like negative or catty, but it would be like your body and my body are not the same. Like your 110 pounds is moves very like, can we do the same, a lot of the same moves? Yes, but what you do to get into those moves and how I move my body to get into those moves is not the same. It looks similar, I guarantee you it's not.
And so I think that like taking class with Cam was my first and thankfully an early experience in my pole journey.
So great.
That allowed me to sort of open up and to continue to, you know, try myself and to not limit myself. Her ability to not let me quit on myself taught me how to not quit on myself, if that makes sense. And so from there, it was just like, all right, whatever it is, I'm just going to work on it and I'll get there eventually.
You need someone who believes in you. You go into a class and people are like, you can or you can't. What does that do?
Yes. And so like, since then, I really haven't run into any spaces in the pole community. Like I've taken classes at different places and different studios, and I've gotten a chance to meet and work with different people and do workshops and stuff. And I've been fortunate to be able to be in spaces where everyone is like legitimately positive and also legitimately helpful and supportive. I think that that's something that is really neat about the space that I come from, or the space that I take class in rather. But I think it's also because of like the saturation in the area. There are a lot of options. And so a lot of different people get to interact. And so you can't really be narrow-minded because there are so many. That doesn't allow you to have like a singularity or a singular like process or thought. You don't even have a singular pool of people to like work from. It's so big. So I think that kind of does it. But then also like there are a lot of people who straddle the community out here. So we don't have people who are really just like, I'm a pole athlete. No, we're all pole dancers, and I don't see rampant disrespect for strippers or people who are in sex work.
I hate that. And that's something that'll get me talking.
The people who are in the pole dance studios also work at the clubs, or they have worked at the clubs, or they aspire to work at the clubs. So it's really very like, it's very communal. It's very communal. Sometimes things can get a little weird because I am still a brown person and there are unbrown people who are involved. But that's that across anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll get that waiting for a table at a restaurant. It ain't nothing. But I think that's been a helpful experience in polling and in finding community there and finding community in like nerd space at the same time, because the pandemic did a lot for me in that way. I was a closet nerd. I kept that shit to myself. and to like 2 people I talked to about this shit, but I wasn't vocal about being a nerd until I found online community with it.
I think
And
that's
so,
when we met too. You like
yeah,
reached out to me during the pandemic, and I was like, but you mean other people be doing this too?
I
exactly.
couldn't
That's
imagine you
exactly.
not being that jiggly because I already met you in that space. So that would be crazy. That'd be
Yeah,
wild to me.
I was so quiet about it, wasn't talking about it at all. And I did. I was like, there are other people out here who like to put on cosplays and get up on a
There are
pole.
melanated people out here who like to put on
Woo!
cosplays and act a fool.
Come on.
Right before
That
the
year at
pandemic.
BlurCon.
Yeah, no, right before the pandemic, I did a competition at PSO in like my little mermaid onesie. And then for Halloween, I did full body paint for She-Hulk.
Woo!
It's like balls to the wall. And people were like, oh, like, so what are you, like a cosplay stripper? And I was like,
Yep.
oh, bitch, I might be. Like,
I would literally be like, yeah, pay me. Here's my Cash App. Send me my coin.
Listen, except for trying to get that green body paint off, I had a blast. It was so much fun. And then like when Jiggly like reached out to me, I was like, wait, bro, people actually like, I'm not being weird doing this thing by myself. Other people do this and have a great time.
Great freaking time. Oh my gosh. Getting to meet y'all at BlurCon that year. What was that? 2021?
Yeah.
That was an experience.
So yeah.
That was an experience. First of all, that was my first BlurCon. So I was already like overwhelmed by the Black nerdiness of it all. BlurCon is such a cookout. It's a cookout in the best way. It is, and I love that social aspect about it. I love getting to see all of my friends and all of my long distance, never met before internet friends, and getting to meet new people and see folks that I fan about online. Like all of that is just it's such a rich experience for me. There are bones to pick, as there are bones to pick with any con, but that part for me is what makes BlurCon, and that was my first experience doing it that year, and then doing it with you guys and with the twins and our panel, and seeing like the curiosity and the support. That was amazing.
Yeah. I was so surprised to see like how our panel has been full 3 years in a row. Like even like the second year we did a panel and a workshop, and they were both like packed. Like people, like the pole and like cosplay community is like been so amazing, and they show so much love. And I will say, for the most part, the utmost respect as well, because we strive to make our workshops an inclusive space, because it's inclusive because we here. So we're not finna let you come fuck it up. So I think it's been awesome in that way.
I want you guys to talk a little bit more about this year, because I didn't get to go.
You are so
there. We just took the photos, and I was like, wow. She's missing.
Yeah, I was like, we gotta Photoshop you in.
Just be like,
literally.
Yo, not
the Velmas.
Yes,
I just thought it was so funny.
The multiverse Velmas was so cute. It was such a cute little idea. I will say we had some haters this year though.
Okay, I think we had a few haters just because I think people are starting, poll is in, Cospole is in. And I feel like certain people feel left out of the planning stages when they never asked to be included in the planning stages.
How you
'Cause
hanging
when
from
you
outside the club? You can't even get in.
you guys let me in. I remember when you guys had already started the planning stages for the first time, and I reached out and I said, I'm a pole dancer, I'm a cosplayer, I'm super interested. Like, is there any way I can volunteer? Can I help? You're like, yes, help. Of course. Come sit on the meetings. What can you bring to bear? Like, what can you help with? And so we're very open people. I feel like people just need to learn to ask. And I think people are so quick to think that, things are separate or elitism or anything like that. And just ask.
And that's what I mean. You bringing elitism, which is classism, which does not have any room in an inclusive space.
Mm-mm.
Like, we are
It doesn't.
very fiercely protective of the diverseness of our audience, because we get both femme and male presenting people who come, non-binary, like we get everything in between. And like, Jiggly, like you said, like pole is kind of like the great equalizer in that way, where everybody, you come because it brings you back to a sense of yourself. If yourself is a bitch, though, we don't want that.
We don't want no, because if you come into the DMs and say, I can do this, and I can make it better, and I can bring 5 poles. We don't need 5 poles. It's a little demo. We're all sharing and caring. We have access to 5 poles. We don't need them.
That part.
No.
Like, bitch, if you thought we didn't need 5 poles that we couldn't get them, that's cute.
That's funny.
But if you want to play, come play.
Come play.
Listen, and Hilton stopped putting our panel at 10 a.m.
So early.
Oh, nobody. It's so hard to scrape yourself together to do it after the night before.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we have as many people in there, because all of them, because I saw them at the twerk shop, panel before. So you got the twerk panel, and then the next morning you see them drinking after that, and then the next morning they're up and they're like, we're ready again. And I'm like,
listen, so I bumped into some of them folks at the after party, and then they're like, I'm here, I made it for the panel. Bitch, I barely made it for the panel. What you talking about?
At this point, you stay up all night and go to sleep after. You just miss the rest of the day.
And then dressing in the outfits. And then this year I wore my heels again on that carpet. I got to stop doing that.
Ooh, yeah, listen.
Every year I do it
barefoot like the rest of us.
It'd be scary. I can't heal
my ankles.
Boy, they be choosy. Can't do it. But hey, man, shout out to you for being so brave.
And then what ends up happening is, because I have the heels on, then someone they want to ask questions about it, or like, oh, what are the heels? So I'm like, oh, if I don't bring them, I'm like, what about asking the questions about the heels? But they never stay on fully. I make it about 20 minutes.
Yeah, we need like a ask a little station where people can ask like non-dancing questions. So we got to put like an outfit up with the different kinds
on a mannequin.
Right, with the grips. Get us a little mannequin, and we'll have an ask a station this time, because like people do, like they'll see me like spraying up and they're like, what's that? And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that's the sticky icky, it's the grip, baby. But like then I feel like I'm taken away from the lesson, because I'm stopping to educate this one person, when I'm just like, maybe that's something we need to add to the workshop.
Hey man, put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
I am not missing this coming year. I still don't know how it's gonna happen. What I do know is I'm not missing it. I'm not missing it. We'll figure out the rest later.
HNIC was talking about not coming to BlurredCon next year, and I was like, no, you niggas not going to BlurredCon next year. I will be going to BlurredCon next year.
Because it doesn't matter what's going on. We gotta go.
It's the cookout. I'm coming to see y'all. And plus, I love the DMV. Like, every time I come out there, I'm just like, I like it here. And honestly, like, if there wasn't snow, I would move. Because it's near the water, which is like another thing that I now need for the place that I live. I need a body of water. I would prefer a coast an ocean of some sort.
A real water.
I'll settle for a lake. It's got to be a real lake. I don't want no man-made lake. I want a real one.
I mean, Baltimore got the harbor.
DMV.
Yeah, I'm in Baltimore.
Right there. But
y'all see the harbor right behind me?
Yeah. Y'all got snow.
That's the harbor right there.
Falling from the sky. No. Icicles, can't do it. I put on a parka when it is 55 degrees. Can't.
You're joking.
I am not joking. I am from California.
When I lived in Florida, it was like that. Anything below like 60, anything like 60 and below,
it's cold.
Motherfuckers was calling out of work because it was too cold.
It's cold. It's cold. My bones hurt.
They didn't know that their cars had heat. Some people didn't know their cars had heat because it don't get that cold like that. So I remember.
I gotta be a rich hoe. I need to be bi-coastal. So if I got a house in the DMV, it's because I also got a house somewhere where it's warmer, where I can leave to when it's too cold.
Well, come to the DMV. I will be here for the rest of my natural born life. Come to the DMV.
Listen, I like it over there. I really do. And honestly, like, I could be persuaded. But snow is a hard sale on why it hasn't happened yet.
And when you get bored, you can just move to a different. DC, okay. You get bored, Maryland. Oh, you get bored, Virginia. Well, maybe not, but everything else.
I will say the DMV is cool.
Outside that triangle.
Yeah, I will say the DMV is cool in that way because you got hood, suburbs, major metropolitan area. Like it's as close to like where I live in Philly. Like the tri-state area, like Philly, Jersey, New York, or Philly, Jersey, Delaware, like that is like the same vibe as like the DMV. So if I feel like getting robbed, I'll go to Baltimore. But
we got good crab cakes. It's lit over here.
Bro, I mean, one of my best friends lives in Baltimore, and I went to go get my nails done. I stopped at like a Dunkin' Donuts. This dude had a live kitten on his dashboard. No crate. No crate, no box, no nothing to sit in. I thought the cat was stuffed because it was just sitting there. And I was like, niggas is wild. Got this stuffed cat on the dashboard. Oh shit! It
but you're not bored. Can't say Baltimore is boring. It's exciting. I step out the door. Who knows what I'm gonna see? That's gonna be cool.
That's so optimistic. I am excited about coming back there for PolCon too. PolCon is going to be in the DMV again.
They keep coming back to the DMV.
Listen,
they keep coming.
Where it was last year, that was perfect setup. It was the perfect setup.
They had to take it out of New Orleans because it was getting washed away every other year.
Remember the year I went and it got washed away and I had to escape?
That year, I was concerned about all of my pole friends down there.
And me and Kim Kim was like, yeah, come through the PolCon. I come in there. I'm like, Kim, why am I getting washed out? I gotta leave.
All of y'all get washed out, Lord.
Yeah, it was people from my pole studio. We were like praying for their like safe return. Like flights was being canceled left and right. You couldn't get a car nowhere. It was crazy.
I had 3 flights canceled.
So
drove to Florida to catch a flight. That one finally didn't cancel. Yeah.
Yikes. But yeah, I'm excited to come back to the DMV, back to PolCon. I would really like to see, and Teffy, we'll have to talk about this on the side. I want to see Cospole players do a showcase at PolCon.
That'd be lit.
I put some birdies in some people's ear while I was there last year, and we got some folks on board. I just gotta see how we can make it happen. See if Colleen's gonna let us do it. Please, Colleen. I got to meet her at the PolCon last year too, and she was really cool. I appreciated the way that this is her con, but she was at the front, like dealing with people. And
doing stuff she does.
And making sure that I appreciate seeing that type of ownership in someone who has an event that's so large.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
really
to show
makes
that it's not about making money, that she actually cares about the community of it all.
Yeah, I appreciated that. And I'm excited to go back and to be back in the DMV, be back in that little spot because it was a cool little spot. It was, right around everything and everywhere you could go.
It's so close to be 15-20 minutes. We could have drinks in my house.
Let's go.
No,
Let's
this year I'm getting all the work done on my car in February, so that when PoleCon happened, because that was the thing, I didn't have no money because my car needed all this stuff, and I was like, I want to go.
The only reason I went, honestly, is just because I'm just so the location. Because I got scared after that one time. I said I'm not traveling for PoleCon. I'm gonna sit my ass right where it's safe, where there's no hurricanes, tsunamis. Where it's safe over here. So then, but when it keeps coming here, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll just like get in my car, drive the 15, 20 minutes over to the little casino, pop in, say hi to everybody. I was only there one night, and I basically saw everyone.
Yeah, but you came on the littest night though. The Black Girls Pole Showcase is the littest event.
Exactly.
That happened.
I love it.
And I was glad to be able to be there and see it. I was very glad to see you and to connect with so many of the people that are, my pole sisters online. It was a good time. It was a good time. Hopefully we'll all be there next year.
Listen, I'm ready to shake ass and
Let's
go
go.
to after parties. And
I
could walk around with my titties out. Nobody would say anything. They would be like,
Nope.
It's just normal.
Yep. Super. I want to ask you guys real quick how you guys go about like when you're cosplaying, making sure that your like cosplay is pole safe, because with cosplay, right? There's always different levels to it. You got people who do like full on accurate builds. They sew the costumes, they wear the armor, the makeup is there. Then you got people who do, stylized versions, closet cosplays. You got the hybrids where you take two characters from two fandoms and smack them together. I geeked out over D, another one of the Pole sisters out there, where she did Tiana, but as a Mandalorian.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I lost it. Y'all know
she did that.
Where's my slippers at? Those my Boba Fett slippers. I like me some Mandalorians, okay? I geeked out when I saw that. But like I've also we do shows, we do performances, right? And so there's a push and a pull when it comes to how accurate you can make your cosplay, and also make it work on the pole. I distinctly remember this time when I did Bulma Bunny. I had the bodysuit, I had the wig, I sewed the ears onto the wig so that they would stay, the bunny ears, and then I had on blue tights because Bulma, she got blue tights, but they were suspender tights. So there was a lot of room for my thighs to be able to grip, but backs of my knees were covered. So I lost my knee pit grip. So what I did, since they were lace, I ripped holes in the back of them so that I could have a contact point there. But also my holes weren't big enough. And so like I went for the knee grip and my knee was like, nope. And I was like, shoop. I was close to the bottom of the spin. So, I'm saying I didn't hit the ground, but I definitely kind of like did a baby fall off the pole. So like that's a moment that I can remember where like my cosplay just like did not work. But I also find myself being creative when I have shows on how I make it work. Shout out to Bastet Loves for the bodysuits, because that
those bodysuits are nice.
Several times and helping me to get a cosplay across in a way that's still pole safe. But like, what are some of the challenges or the workarounds that you guys use?
Yeah, it's real.
I do a lot of closet cosplays, so because I'm like everything has to be able to be reused. And for me, it's more about with pole. It's more about like the essence and the attitude of a character. So while the outfit, because for me, I'm big chested and I'm sweaty, so I gotta strap these titties down and make sure my legs is out so that I can stay. I have to stay cool. I have to stay a certain degree of cool because I overheat really really fast. So that makes wearing wigs hard. Like all sorts of like little weird things like that like you don't have to think about. And then I get dizzy fast. So if I got a wig on and the wig is too tight, and I'm dizzy, I can't breathe, like
Or it covers your face. I
yeah,
fought with a
right.
wig one time during the performance, and you could see me fighting the wig.
Yeah, you see, you guys are better than me with this wig business because I ain't never.
No, I had a wig slide back on me, and I was literally like, tip the hat, tip it back down. So it's more about like me making sure that like the outfit is in spirit of whatever the character is, and
Mhm.
that like because I took theater in high school, and I did dance as well. So for me, I know for a fact that what makes a character their character is more than my outfit. It's my attitude. It's how I carry myself, and I'm very big on like crowd work. So when I did
Mm.
She-Hulk, like yes, I had on a She-Hulk like I don't know She-Hulk jumpsuit, but like what made that thing was I did Fat Bottom Girls my
Ooh.
song, and then I pulled like one of those like wrestling draws, like big muscle mommy like moves, and that's what sold that character more than the
Mhm.
outfit, more than hell the green body paint, because with all the colored lights you couldn't tell that I was green anyway. But what
Oh,
sold it was my
sure.
attitude.
Mm.
When we had our Cospole show and we did Star Wars, I had R2D2. I didn't have time to get a R2D2 onesie, so I put on white lingerie, black wire, excuse me, a blue that like strappy like
Mhm.
jumpsuit with like a blue wig and a R2D2 like apron. What made
Mhm.
it was like the little robotic like head movements and like stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I
Mhm.
added like the R2D2 sound effects to my song. Those
Yay!
are the things that
Come
like
on,
bring.
presentation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Presentation matters.
Exactly. It's about the 360 view of I'm trying to bring an experience to you, not
Come
a
on.
look. So even when I took the apron off, like my little like doo, 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 like head movements, like everyone like
People
that,
to
they're like, oh
tell.
my god, that's so cute, and like and then having the whistles and the beeps in the song like help. So for me, it's more about like it's all of it. And
Mhm.
I like to bring natural hair to characters as much as I can. So when we did our Velmas, I was like, I'm not getting no straight wig. I got this little curly brown wig. It's hot outside. I'm not wearing no fucking sweater. So I, I had on an orange t-shirt and a skirt.
Mhm.
This is my Velma. I'm not wearing socks because the bitch gonna have to climb the pole and take them off anyway.
Yeah.
But you knew who I was. You didn't have to
Right.
ask.
Right. It wasn't a
You
question.
knew. You knew. Yeah, I think for me, I think I learned a lot from Nerdalesque and the burlesque performers because they take costuming to a whole nother level of making it like functional. And before, I've always worried about things looking good and not functionality until I started doing some of these burlesque element shows where there's a striptease, there's parts of it where the costume has to make sense in different stages of things going on. So in the beginning, I just wore maybe a bikini that was the right color and made sure that the hair accessories or the makeup accessories were, that's what made sense. And that the song was basically what I was cosplaying so there would be no confusion. And then I feel like as time, has progressed, now I'm starting to realize you can start with certain elements, but then time your pole tricks to what you're doing. So, for example, the last I did, Doja Cat, and I was dressed in her full little Doja Cat Moo outfit
Mhm.
for this performance. So, what I ended up doing was I wore the full outfit, but then I bought a cow bikini underneath it. And then when I wanted to do stuff that required more of my body on the pole, I just took off different layers. So the first layer to come off was that little skirt because I wasn't really going to do anything with the little skirt. So the first thing that came off was the little skirt. And then I had my thighs and my legs grip open, and then I was able to do things on the pole. Then the second thing was that little top, which was a wraparound. And then once that came off, I now have like the underarm pit. I now have shoulders, so shoulder mounts.
Mhm.
Like I have room and everything to do everything. And then the last thing just came out just, because it's like burlesque striptease. So like I take my little top off. But then when I take my little top off, I got to make sure that I'm not spinning and hitting myself with my titties in my face because as a girl, that's very complicated to do. Kicking certain things, flying all over the place. So I made sure that I was just going to go straight up upside down, just spin and come down. So I wasn't hitting myself left and right and going crazy. Just one upside down move, gravity will let them go down.
Black eyes.
Listen, but then I was like, I would have never known any of that without, like, honestly, shout out to Maki, the burlesque community, because they really got that ish down patch where I'm like, wow, there's ways you could choreograph it to make it functional where you don't need the whole costume on the whole time. Yeah, for sure.
That's dope to hear. And I hope that, the words of wisdom, help out other folks in the Cospole community. We do got to get out of here soon. So I just kind of want to ask you guys to share, like something maybe about your immediate goals or some projects that you're working on, and then where people can go to find you, follow your journey, interact with you, and find out why I fuck with y'all so hard.
You can find me every Wednesday at Head Nerds in Charge. Listen, 8ish. we back to 8ish now.
Okay.
Between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can follow Head Nerds in Charge everywhere. If you want to follow me personally, I am at TeffyWonder on my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter is where I'm the most active. I would really like to invert this year. I'm so closer than
I
I've
believe
been.
in you.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm closer than I've
Upside down
been.
in 2024.
Yeah, I'm closer than I've been in a long time. Like 2020, I kept getting hurt. Like my colon burst. 2020, I had to have 2 abdominal surgeries. I blew my knee out. I rolled my ankle twice. So I was like, I'm finally in a place mentally now where I was like, we're gonna take good care of this body because it's the only one I got. So we're gonna stop getting hurt. And now I'm really building my strength back up. So I would like to get my invert in the next year and bring our pole shows back because we had so much fun, and even though it was stressful, it was nice, and getting to we had our own little group of performers who were like, when are you bringing your show back, and like hyped to perform, and I would literally die to get on PoleCon stage and do something like
that. That's a big dream, but I think it's tangible.
I think it's very doable for us.
I also would like to see us do like a retreat.
Ooh.
Like go, like maybe not necessarily start our own, but go to one together. So I would like to have us go to like Total Reset or something and like do cosplay every day. Like show up to a class and like a different cosplay every day as a group. Just to like also like more visibility and to show that part of like pole that, we not just strippers in costumes, but also ain't nothing wrong with stripping in costumes.
True.
I like both of those goals. I like all that stuff. Like, we got to get on that for sure. Oh my gosh, have all of us out on somebody's island, somebody's country.
Listen, let's go to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or even
time out. There it is. I love Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I love
Puerto Rico, and people don't have a passport to go.
True.
Yes, you do. You have to have your passport.
No, not Puerto Rico. Well, a U.S. No, U.S. territory.
Yeah.
You need to have your passport to fly to Puerto Rico.
No, it's U.S. territory.
We'll look that up offline.
Yeah.
I like Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Would love to go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is nice. I was in love every 5 minutes. Yeah. Would love to go again. Would love it. But yes, shout out to those goals, Teffy. Anything else you want to plug?
Oh, listen. Oh, and also, my son is autistic. I am getting it together. Please follow the Awesome Day Pod, where I'm going to interview autistic adults and caregivers to give them a voice to talk about their experiences in an unbiased, open forum. So please look for that. Hopefully, we're supposed to start it last year. hopefully we're going to get it off the ground by April of this year, which is Autism Awareness Month.
Let's go. Come on. I like that. It's beautiful. Stone.
All right. What are we saying? Okay. Yes. At Stormborn_Unlimited. That is me on Instagram. I also do run, if you're in the DMV, at DMV Pole Meet. Do meetups in the area. We took a little hiatus, but we're hoping to come back.
You did that. I'm joining. I'm coming down.
Yeah, we're hoping to do a little photo shoot and pole meetup coming in December. I'm trying to make sure I can get the location and all of that stuff done. So it'll be one of those events, but I'm trying to get back with it. We had one of our people who was running it with us move to California, so we lost her to you, Jiggly. Yeah, out there in
California. Connect us. Let's get together, because we need one of those here. We need one of those here.
Exactly.
Because I can't come to DMV Pole Meet and play with y'all in the grass.
Do it over
y'all
there.
Be doing it, because I be watching y'all, and it looks like so much fun.
Yeah, no. So we're gonna come back with that.
Because we need that. We need to have one. We need a bi-coastal. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Exactly. But yeah, goals. I'm just trying to do some pole when it matters to me, when it's fun for me, not make too much stress out of it. I feel like I used to practice so hard out of a place of I was going through it, so I needed the practice. So it's nice to, even though I'm super busy and also stressed as well, to not be going through it to the extent that I need to shut down every day and need intense pole therapy to survive. Now I can do it when I want to, when I'm having fun, when I'm with my friends. But if we're talking about tangible goals, if I put all that aside, at some point I want to be able to deadlift. I am so close. I'm I can do a mini deadlift. So if I get my handspring, right, and I'm this low to the ground, I can deadlift. But if I try to do it normally, I don't have the ab strength. I'm working out a lot. My abs are getting stronger, but my lower half is 95% of my body. I'm a long-legged individual. So it's a lot more to lift up than my tiny torso can handle. So I'm just hoping that, maybe through working out a little bit, dedication, it'll happen. Not putting too much pressure on it, but Lord's listening, then that's what I want for the time being. But yeah, no, I just, and do the things that are fun, perform more, once I have the availability, and just, do the things that were really fun during the pandemic that we don't have as much time for anymore, because real life came back and hit everybody like a truck.
Came back and was bitch, I never left.
You thought you were having fun? Get out of here.
You thought I was feeling you?
We're not going to pay you more. And we're going to raise the cost of living and groceries.
The groceries,
motherfucker.
Right. No, if something else happened with my son, this school and this bus, y'all finna see me on the news.
Oh boy. For me, I think that this year I really just want to get back to training. When I was getting ready for my first pole competition, I joined a pole prep program. And so I was in that bitch all the time, the way Teffy was. The program training was 3 hours, and then was it an hour? No, it was an hour and a half. It wasn't 3 hours. It was an hour and a half.
A long time.
It's a long time. And then I would take the 2 classes after. That's why my brain said 3 hours, because I was there for about 4 hours. And while it was exhausting, it was a really expansive time in terms of growth for me. And so I would really like to be able to get back into class regularly and to get back into studio regularly, and really begin to work and grow again, because I feel like I'm in a place of stagnation where I have what I have and I can work on what I have, but I'm not expanding. And I want to get back into expansion. I also would like to be stronger, which means I need to use
the little way
this area right here. I need to use it. Also, that basket is full of tools to use that I can use here at home. So you see, there's my yoga mat right there. I need to use it, and then I'll be good. So my goals are to use it, and to grow. Definitely want to get Cospole players back in action. Big girl dream. I want that shit at PoleCon.
Yeah.
I like that.
So with that being said, y'all know where to find me, Jiggly Senpai 3 on all the platforms. Check my link tree. Thank you guys so much for coming on Senpai and Friends. It was so good to have you here, to catch up with you, and again, to let people know why I fuck with you and why they should too. All right. And thank you guys for coming. See you next time.
Thank you.
Later.
Thank you.